prime time on the top game, it's a fine line. Man of the match, that's Daveye, he's the main guy, keep a close eye. Make sure you don't make no wrong play, cause I'm with Jose and Andre. And when Cyrus comes to walk in, you better know that you are watching Premier League. Daveye, tell them what time we on, what time we on. Time. Let me hear you say Premier League. Daveye, tell them what time we on, what time we on. Time.
Hello and welcome back to Premier League Prime Time, and here is my solo fan cam after the embarrassing loss to Brighton. Manchester United lose 2-1 to Brighton at home. Am I surprised? No, I am not. I predicted 3-1 because I wanted to be optimistic, but when you see a midfield pivot that has been the reason why your side hasn't been doing well for the past 2 or 3 seasons, you should see that right away. And it's a nightmare start for Eriksen. I don't want anyone to say Ten Hag out, because this is not his side 100%. We can't blame Maguire today because Maguire actually wasn't even that bad. He was not that poor today, but just the rest of the squad it just wasn't good enough. It was not good enough. Brighton dominated that game for a large portion up until midway through the second half, when Manchester United had to throw players forward when they had no other choice but to press the ball and get a goal back, which they did. A very, very lucky goal, but it wasn't enough. And even if the match was brought back to 2-2 or gotten a late winner, it would have papered over the cracks. So Erik ten Hag has a lot of work to do. And honestly, I am beyond happy that the ownership was there, because since the ownership was there, they could see how poor of a state this squad is in. They could just see how bad it is. And I heard Roy Keane say that the current midfield is not good enough and Manchester United want to get back into the Champions League. And I couldn't agree more, because the midfield today was dreadful. And I had to wake up at 5:30 for that. 5:30 a.m. to watch that game. Poor. Like, it was genuinely awful. Genuinely awful. Not at all how I wanted to start off the Premier League season. But anyways, we'll get right into the Manchester United players and player ratings. Starting off in goal, David De Gea was shaky. Looked very, very shaky playing the ball out of the back. That's something that has to improve in time, especially if he wants to play in this Erik ten Hag system. And the goals really had no chance. The second one, you can sort of question. He pushed it sort of back into the path of Pascal Gross, but it's hard to blame him for that. So I'll give him standard 5. One of the few positives was at right back, Diogo Dalot. He's one that can keep his head held high. Looked better defensively, and he looked good going forward. So I'll give him a 7. I thought he actually was all right today. Into the center back pairing, I'll start with Harry Maguire. And as I said before, he wasn't even that bad. But again, just shows zero leadership and warrants zero reason why he should have that armband. At the very average performance, just nothing special. I give him a 5. Alongside him, Lisandro Martinez, and I'll give him a 6 because I actually thought he actually shone on his debut. I love the way he plays the ball out of the back. I think his positional sense is very good, and I love his no nonsense sort of mentality, mindset, physicality. I really like that. I think he'll be a great player, but I just wouldn't pair him alongside Harry Maguire. I just wouldn't do that, in my opinion. So he gets I'll give him a 6. Into left back, Luke Shaw. I normally defend this guy. I love the guy, but he offered absolutely nothing today. His crosses just did not look like he knew how to cross the ball. It looked as if it was just Aaron Wan-Bissaka playing at left back. Seriously? No. Luke Shaw was absolutely dreadful today. Poor. I'll give him a 4. Into the midfield, Scott McTominay. I mean, how many years have I been saying it? I said it last season as well. You know, this man should not be starting for Manchester United. I said this in countless episodes and showings of Premier League Prime Time last season. And today just yet again shows why he's not good enough. 2. he was the only thing. The only things I'll give him points for is putting his boots on the right way and his kit on the right way. Like Scott McTominay genuinely looked like a little kid running around, just with no direction, no sense of purpose. Just looks like a little kid running around the place. Seriously, no, no, awful too. Fred gets a 3. His positional awareness was absolutely awful today. I usually stick up for this guy. Can't stick up for him today. Not this time. Fred was slightly better because he was able to at least string some passes together here and there. But it does not speak volumes. He was dreadful as well. Into the attacking trio, I'll start with the right-hand side, Jaden Sancho, and poor day. It looked as if he forgot how to take players on. The crosses he was delivering in the box were mediocre at best. Just poor day from Jaden Sancho today, 4. Into the 10, Bruno Fernandes, and just it looked as if it's just a Bruno of last season as well. Just not good enough. Constantly moaning, diving on the ground. He looks as if he's like Bruno Fernandes should just may as well just be an Olympic swimmer for how much he's just been diving. But when you look at the past season, seriously, and all he does is moans all the time. Just play the game. Stop moaning all the time. I've had enough of it. Seriously, I've had enough of this guy constantly moaning about all the time. Just get on with it. Get on with the game. Go and perform on the pitch. Seriously, no, that performance pissed me right off. Honestly, he was as bad as Fred at 4. Actually, that's better than Fred, but still, he gets a 4. On the left-hand side, Marcus Rashford. I have defended this guy, I think, longer than anyone. I can't defend him. It's a new season. I know it's his first game of the season, but he just looks progressively worse with every season. Every single season. I can't defend him. I genuinely can't defend him. Not today. What did he do? What did he offer? Nothing. It looked like a player who's going through the motions. Looked like he just forgot how to dribble, forgot how to find the courage to take shots on. And as Trapp said in the last fan cam, it looked as if he, that there were small glimpses. That's what we were hoping to see. We didn't see it. We didn't see any of it. No, it was dreadful. Absolutely awful performance. Actually, you know what? I'll change the player ratings around. McTominay gets a 1. He's not getting a 2. And I'll give Rashford a 2 because he was awful today. In the false 9 up front, Christian Eriksen, and I don't know why he's playing in the false 9. Seriously, it didn't do him any favors. But you know what? Eriksen, for roughly like 20 minutes to half an hour, dropped back into the pivot and showed McTominay and Fred how to play in the pivot as a central midfielder because they just weren't doing it at all. Eriksen, I actually thought he was decent today. Give him a 6. Onto the substitutions. Cristiano Ronaldo did absolutely nothing when he came on. The man wants to leave. It's very clear he wants out, and we can't let him go as of right now because we don't really have another striker behind Martial who's injured at the moment. And we cannot go with that false 9 system. We cannot go with the false 9 system. It doesn't work with the players we have. It doesn't. So did nothing. But nothing terrible. We'll say a 5. And the other substitutions: Alejandro Garnacho, Anthony Elanga, Tero Malacia, standard 5. Donny Van Der Beek came on, and I actually did like what I saw. I saw some line breaking passes, that some of the movements he was making. Again, went into the pivot and showed, why, he should be starting. It's very simple to see that Donny Van Der Beek, and we've been saying it for the past 3 seasons, since 2020, since September of 2020, we have been saying this man should start, and that he cannot be worse than any of the other midfield options. It's August 2022, and he's still not getting starts. And this is his guy, his manager, Erik ten Hag. No, it's just not acceptable. It's generally not acceptable the way Donny Van Der Beek has been treated. It's completely and utterly unacceptable. And I'm not blaming ten Hag for this. But I'm just saying, he should be starting games now. This should be the biggest wake-up call to Erik ten Hag, that the midfield is simply not good enough, and that he needs to be starting now. Simple as. Should have happened a long time ago. Needs to happen now. But for the performance today, I did like what I saw from Donny today. I'll give him a 6. The manager's ratings, Erik ten Hag. The false 9 system, he came out and said that Cristiano Ronaldo isn't fully fit. He's basically just started preseason. So if that's the case, didn't really have much options there. But if you're gonna play Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes, right? Why not try and play of like a 4-4-2 diamond? Then you just have Rashford and Jaden Sancho as duo strikers, and you play those two up front, and you have just a diamond midfield of Christian Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, Scott McTominay, and Fred. Why not do that? That make more sense. But it's Erik ten Hag's first game. You can't really fault him, but I think that the center back partnership for me, I know he's backing Maguire, and I know not a lot of people are convinced by Varane. I'm more convinced by Varane than I am convinced by Maguire. And I think playing alongside Varane would actually benefit Lisandro Martinez a whole lot more. But for me, I'm fuming at the moment, as you can see. But ten Hag gets a 5, and there you have it. There is my solo post-match analysis as Manchester United fall at Old Trafford and lose 2-1 to Brighton. Thank you so much for your time watching this, and let us know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on the topics that have been in store in this feature of Premier League Primetime in the comments down below. Smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and be sure to check out our other platforms on Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and wherever you are watching this in the world. We hope you have an absolutely fantastic day / evening.